What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? That was a bad clap. I apologize, but my neck really hurts. I can't turn. Anyway, today we have a tiny, tiny little flashlight. This is the NITECORE TINI3. What we're going to do is we're going to talk about the features of this light. We're going to compare it a little bit to the TINI2, because I still have a TINI2 here. We are going to go outside and do a beam comparison with a few other small lights, and then you can subscribe to my channel and go about your day and everyone will be happy. All right, let's start with a couple of the unique features and a couple differences from the TINI2. One unique thing that I've never seen in a small keychain, really small light, is going to be the ability to change the color temperature of the flashlight. So you can go from like a cool to a natural to a warm. And some of you will care about this, some of you won't, but if you ever go to like the flashlight threads on Reddit, don't do that by the way, but if you ever do, those folks will argue passionately that certain color temperatures are better than others for different reasons, whatever. I'm just happy it gives you the ability, and I think those true flashlight nerds are really going to appreciate it. So when the light is on, any setting, it doesn't matter, you press both of the buttons, and that's going to allow you to switch from natural to a warm temperature to a cool temperature, back to neutral, and it just scrolls through all three of them. Simple as that. Cool little feature for a small flashlight. Another thing that's different from the TINI2 to the TINI3 is going to be the lumens. They gave it a 100 lumen bump. The old one was 500. The new one is 600 lumens. Up here on the screen, the chart that you see is showing all the different all the different brightness settings, the lumens, the runtime, and the candela on each of those settings. So if you want to screenshot this and geek out on it, you can have fun, do so. The bottom button, just like the TINI2, is what's going to turn it on. The top button is how you scroll through the lumens, and as you see on the screen here, it shows you what brightness setting you're on. So it goes from 1 lumen up to 15 lumens to 65 to 200. And then at any of those settings, you can press and hold that button, and that's what kicks it into that turbo 600 lumen mode. But that only stays on for as long as you hold it, and when you let go, it goes back to whatever setting you were in. And when you turn it on and off, whatever setting you turn it off is the same setting that the light turns on. So if you care, you can make sure you turn it off at a certain lumens and it will turn back on in that same lumens. Now when the light's off, you can directly access the ultra low mode and the turbo mode. So if the light's off and you hold the bottom button, that's going to go right into the ultra low 1 lumen. The top button, if you press and hold that when the light is off, that goes directly into the 600 lumen turbo mode. Just a few, I forgot to turn the light off, just a few years ago, to get a 500-600 lumen light, you needed like a full-size pocket flashlight. Now you get 600 lumens in this little tiny little thing. It's crazy how far they've come. The other thing the screen shows you is when you have the light on, it shows you the lumens first, and then if you wait a second, it's going to show you how long the runtime is going to be based on the setting you're on and the battery life. So right now on 1 lumen, I have 68 hours left before I need to recharge the battery. At 15 lumens, I have 7 hours. At 65 lumens, I have a little over 2 hours. 200 lumens, I have 49 minutes. And at 600 lumens, I have 15 minutes. So it's going to show you the exact runtime you have left on whatever setting you're on. All right, we're going to go outside and do the beam comparison now, because I know you folks love that. We're going to compare the TINI2 and 3. I don't know how much of a difference it's going to make. I haven't recorded this yet. It's 100 lumens, so it may not be a huge difference, but we'll see. I'm also going to compare the Streamlight Micro. Now this is only 250 lumens, so it shouldn't be as bright, but it was one of the smaller. I know it's a very different shape and different purpose, but it's the only, I don't have many small flashlights. And the other one we're going to do is going to be the NITECORE EDC23. Now hear me out. Big difference in size here, I understand that. But I like to compare smaller and larger lights a little bit, just so you can see, is the TINI3 bright enough for me and what I'm using it for? Am I cool with that? Or do I want to go something bigger that's much brighter? The EDC23 is like 2,500 lumens. Great little light. I carry that, especially in the summer. But let's step outside. Before we do that, I want to thank Notches, biggest supporter of my channel. They have hunting, fishing, camping, pew-pews, optics. They have a ton of flashlights. No NITECORE, but they have a ton of flashlights. If you need any of those things that I just mentioned, they're always having great deals. Now, let's go step outside. 15 lumens. You can start to see some stuff. 65 lumens. 200. 6. Oh, that's pretty good. 600. All right, so the body on this tiny light is aluminum. You are welcome. The ring on here is a steel ring that you can clip it on a bag or, like I said, keys, whatever you want. If you don't like the orange, if you are a misguided soul, it will be available in other colors, I'm told. It is waterproof. It is drop proof down to 2 meters. On the side, you have a small little rubber plug you can pull out, and that's how you recharge it. It's going to be USB-C, which is good. The screen will show the percent the battery is charged when you plug it in. And I did play with this quite a bit the past few days, and so did my son, and we did get the battery to die all the way down. It took us just under an hour and a half to recharge it back up. Like a lot of NITECORE products, it does have a full and a semi lockout. I won't bore you with the details, but it's up here on the screen if you want to screenshot it. Dimensions and weight, again, this thing is really, really small for something putting out 600 lumens, and it doesn't even weigh an ounce. It's 20 grams, so really, really small. I don't know the price because I'm making this video before the light comes out, before the light's released. I should have asked, but I didn't. I'm sorry. The TINI 2 right now is $40. So I'm gonna go out on a limb and take a guess that this thing is going to be that $40, $50, maybe $60 price. But I have no idea. It's just a wild, wild guess. Biggest pro for me, let's talk about pros and cons before you guys get out of here. The amount of lumens you get for the size. I know I mentioned it a few times. I want to mention it again. It's a small light and you get 600 lumens. That's pretty cool. The controls are very, very simple and easy. One power, one mode button, and you can go direct turbo, direct low, simple, simple, simple. I like that it's USB-C. God forbid any light comes out with any other charging. And then the color, the different color modes is cool. It's not something I would look for in a flashlight. I don't care, but I think a lot of people have preferences, what type of color, light, temperature they want. So it's cool that it's there. Now I do have one thing I would change, and be prepared to laugh at me. I didn't know how to rotate the different color modes. So for once in my life, I had to break out the manual, which is a very, very rare. I'm always against breaking out manuals, but I did. This writing is so small in this manual. I had to go over by the window and do one of these in the good light, and I couldn't, I'm like, I can't read this. I had to go get my wife's readers and put my wife's readers on to read it, and that made me feel old, NITECORE. So NITECORE, big letters from my manual from now on. That's the only thing I would change. Overall, it's a dope little light. If you want something to, like, again, clip to your keys, to your bag, leave it in your car, anything like that, I think it's good. I'm probably gonna grab one of these myself. One of my children is driving now, which is scary. And I'm gonna clip one of these to their keys, I think, so they have a little flashlight on them at all times. I don't know, that's pretty cool. Let me thank NITECORE. NITECORE has been sending me stuff now for a few months, and they're always kind of coming out with cool and unique products. They're always coming out with better versions of their current products and tweaking and more lumens and stuff. Like, they sent me this NB Air. It's a portable battery backup. Again, there's thousands of these on the market, but this is the smallest, at the time it came out, I don't know if it still is, but it's the smallest 5,000 milliamp portable battery backup. And I actually use this to charge the TINI 3. But what a cool little small product that you can just slip in a pocket or in a bag or whatever, and I take that traveling with me all the time. Anyway, thank you to NITECORE, I appreciate it. Thank you to Notches, their support is greatly appreciated, but most important, thank you to you. If you guys didn't watch these videos, I wouldn't make them. No, thank you for watching, I appreciate it. If you think I deserve it, subscribe to the channel, I appreciate it. Santa Claus appreciates it, whatever side he's on. I will see you guys in the next video. Be good and stay blessed. Peace!